Native American monument of Crazy Horse Hero slowly takes shape in South Dakota, about 17 miles from Mount Rushmore. A monument to a Native American hero is finally coming into view. Sarah Biden writes, about 17 miles away from Mount Rushmore rests a monument for a Native American hero. Crazy Horse was the leader of Oglala Lakota, who fought in many famous battles of the American Indian Wars, including the Battle of the Little Bighorn, where he killed General Custer. He fought to defend Oglala land of the Lakota, but eventually he brokered a surrender with the government. Born December 4th, 1849, little is known about Crazy Horse's personal life, yet he is a famous Native American historical figure celebrated today by his enormous memorial. That is, once it's finished. The Memorial for Crazy Horse. The site in the Black Hills of South Dakota started construction in 1948. The end product is meant to depict Crazy Horse on a horse with his arm outstretched, but for now his 87-foot face is carved with little shape to the rest of his body and his horse. Once it's finished, it will be even larger than the presidents on Mount Rushmore. People could still visit the memorial and learn about Crazy Horse's history. The unfinished state of the site is due to a few factors. The weather in South Dakota is harsh, and the mountain rock is heavy and challenging to work with. The nonprofit Crazy Horse Memorial Foundation runs on admission fees and donations. Sculptor Korczak Ziolkowski designed this project. After his passing in 1982, his family continues to oversee the memorial and the foundation. They stayed true to Ziolkowski's desire to carry on without governmental funding. He believed you can do anything in this world. Nothing is impossible as long as you're willing to work hard enough and pay the price, says Ziolkowski's wife, Ruth, before she passed in 2014 from cancer. The family does not give up on the monument, as they still follow Ziolkowski's plan, but they made slight changes to work with the challenging rock. He always said you had to work with Mother Nature, because she'll beat you every time. So that's why we're working with the engineers, and we will be putting bolts in for support, but the bulk of the mountain needs to stand on its own, said Monique Ziolkowski, the sculptor's daughter. The monument's controversy. In 1939, the current chief of the Lakota, Henry Standing Bear, commissioned the monument from Ziolkowski. At that time, Mount Rushmore was almost finished, and Standing Bear wanted a Native American leader memorialized the same way. He chose Ziolkowski because of his famed work on the Mount Rushmore monument. Ziolkowski had reported that Standing Bear told him, quote, "My fellow chiefs and I would like the white man to know that the red man has great heroes also," end quote. However, descendants of Crazy Horse were not asked for permission, although Lakota culture demands consensus for these kinds of matters. Quote, "They don't respect our culture because we did not give permission for someone to carve the sacred Black Hills where our burial grounds are," end quote, said Elaine Quiver, descendant of Crazy Horse. Quote, "They were there for us to enjoy, and they were here for us to pray, but it was not meant to be carved into images, which is very wrong for all of us. The more I think about it, the more it's a desecration of our Indian culture, not just Crazy Horse, but all of us," end quote. Other critics argue that the humble Crazy Horse would not want to be memorialized as a giant statue. However, supporters of the project praise the memorial despite the carving, such as the Educational Heritage Museums, the Medical Training Center, the on-site University for Native Americans, and the sponsorship program for Native American high school students. Additionally, many applaud the monument's valuable history lesson and how it places a Native American hero into the public's eyes. Now, will the monument ever finish? While some visitors are impressed with the slow progress, some are able to return and see what progress is made. For instance, Bridget Martin from Wisconsin first saw the memorial as a child. She said, that you kind of look forward to it for your kids to come back in 10 years or 20 years and see it finished," she says. The memorial remains unfinished, and it's uncertain if it will ever be completed. However, Ruth Ziolkowski had responded to critics who mocked the slow progress by quoting her late husband. Quote, he said, "Go slowly so you do it right," end quote. And I, for one, would like to have it go faster, but there are so many things that you have to do in order to do it right, and that takes time, she said. According to the Crazy Horse Memorial Foundation website, there's a lot of promise of continued progress in the future, albeit slow progress. For now, the foundation's mission is to protect and preserve the culture, tradition, and living heritage of the North American Indians. And the sculpture is only one of the several of their endeavors alongside the museums, medical training centers, and university. And this is by Sarah Biren on Collective Spark. Please leave your comments. Thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.